Lipton, and welcome to Leading the Break. My guests today are two very talented student athletes from New York University, Aila Kaibara from Phoenix, Arizona, and Olivia Lagao from Manhattan Beach, California. They are both freshman point guards on NYU's women's basketball team this season. They have made a very positive impact on the team's success. The team is currently ranked number 1 in the nation. Its record is 24-0 and has recently won its conference championship. The conference is the University Athletic Association. That championship has gained them entry into the NCAA tournament for Division III colleges that will happen shortly. The NYU program has had unbelievable success the last number of years under Coach Meg Barber. The team has won the last 2 NCAA Division III championships, is currently won 86 games in a row, setting the NCAA Division III record when it won its 82nd game in a row this season. The NYU team is extremely talented this season with a very deep bench. For 2 freshmen to make such a strong impact is impressive, given the fact that they're both adjusting to a new city, college academics, and to a program that is high profile, with very high standards, and is very successful. In our conversation, we talked about life in New York City, the academic environment in the classroom, and one aspect of their all-around basketball game, and that is their long-distance shooting. I've watched you guys play 4 times now. The team's really terrific. A lot of depth, a lot of different talented players. Everyone's kind of got different talents. But as freshmen, I thought I'd interview you guys. Just chat for a little bit. You guys are making a big impact on this team. 2 freshmen with a lot of talented players around you, and so I find that very interesting, and really just wanted to chat with you guys. So let me start out by just saying this: both of you come from pretty big metropolitan areas, but I'm being biased. To me, New York City is the greatest city in the world. Outside the classroom, outside the basketball court, and you take it one at a time. What's New York City like for you guys?
I can go first, but at least in Phoenix, like it's very much a driving city, and there's not like every time you're leaving the house, there's something specific you're going to do. When like here, if I'm bored or I just feel like I need to get out and get fresh air and just want to walk around, like I can find myself just walking for like miles and miles around New York, And I think that what's really also special is that I don't even feel like I need to listen to music. When I do, but like I feel like there's so much happening and so much like constant either like art or social interactions happening on the streets, anything that like takes up so much of my attention if I'm like looking for it. But just like you can look for it, you can also just drown it out and walk around and kind of just like be in your own little world, I guess. And I think that's what I've like really, really loved about New York. But it definitely first semester was hard to I think I wanted to do so much since it's like it is the best city in the world. Like it's so many opportunities, and like you're just getting here as a freshman, you want to do them all, and you also have like all these other responsibilities. I don't think like we give enough credit to New York of like even when you're sleeping, being like hearing stuff and having to process things constantly is so much. And I think I didn't realize that like when I got home and it was just silent and like there was nothing. And I was like, wow. And I was like sick for like 6 days because I was just like my body was just like taking it all in and just processing, I guess. But no, I've loved the transition and I can't imagine going anywhere else for college.
Before we get to Olivia, can you give us a sense of where you've walked to, the places you've gone to, whether it's
Yeah. I
uptown,
mean,
midtown,
Yeah, I've like walked from my dorm to Times Square with a friend a couple times and like the High Line. I love going there, Central Park. Really, any like in a lot of libraries too. I've like to walk to and like little museums like the Whitney and stuff like that. But a lot of the times I don't even have like something in mind. I'm just walking and then I just happen upon something and I'm like, this is like where I wanted to go or something, you know?
That's a great way to experience the city. That's really awesome. All right, Olivia, how about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, pretty similarly, like being from LA, it's pretty much a driving city. So, you drive somewhere and you're pretty much there in 20 minutes, but having to walk around in the city is kind of crazy. And also just being able to take the subway and get anywhere you want in 20 to 30 minutes is also pretty cool. But I mean, I grew up in like a small beach town outside of LA, so it was also pretty quiet and it wasn't as lively, obviously, as New York, and I don't think any other city is. And there's just always something going on, something to do. So yeah, I think in similar ways to Isla, I was always looking to like explore the city and go to a new museum or like go see some sort of garden or park or something. And so I think it's just so unique in that way. And yeah, I mean, the city has been so incredible. I would say, me personally, I'm not used to the weather quite yet. It's still pretty cold for me, but it's been, an incredible transition. And I think that, the city is quite awesome.
Any particular any particular places you've gone to that's kind of really meant something to you?
So my brother came to visit me it's like 2 months ago. We went to this immersive, it was a museum. It's called Mercer Labs. It was so cool, and so different from any experience that I've ever had before. I'm not super into art, but it just like opened my eyes to so many different things, and it was pretty incredible. And also just yeah, like walking in the Chelsea market, like that was pretty cool. Yeah, so many new and cool experiences. I mean, I've been to Times Square quite a few times, and I think it is a bit of a tourist trap, I will say. But even just like the casual walk in Central Park is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys went to Central Park because that is magnificent. That is really a magnificent place. It's funny. A lot of I interview kids who come from out of town, play for a lot of the local schools, and everyone thinks Times Square is New York. It's really not. It's really not. It's really the other, like Central Park. You could live there. Really, it's just amazing.
Mhm.
So, how about the classroom experience? What's that been like? How's that different from high school?
I mean, I can go first. I think for me, I went to private school throughout my high school experience, so I think the tougher classes came kind of easy to me first semester, and I think that I had such great prep that it was like it already came easy to me, and I already had the tools to be prepared. But it was honestly so interesting. I'm a sports management major. And so being able to not only play sports, but also like learn the inside scoop and just like learn more about it has just been so awesome. And I think New York being, the hub of NBA, WNBA, like NFL, there's so much here. And so I think you get special opportunities that other people don't get. And so I've just been lucky enough to be a part of it all. But it's been pretty easy. And I think, NYU has such an incredible reputation as far as academics. And so just to be able to be here and not only represent the basketball team, but also learn at this great school has been an awesome experience.
Do you find the interactions among students and teachers and professors are different?
Honestly, no. I mean, I think it's been the same amongst, my high school experience. I will say, I think one of the classes I'm taking this semester is How Basketball Can Save the World, and Professor Hollander, who not only wrote the book but teaches the class, has been so involved in the community and has been involved in basketball. Obviously, comes to some of the games, and so I think my connection with him is so awesome. I get to talk to him about the potential that it has to really save the world, but also like actual basketball. And so I think it's so interesting, but you definitely do have more resources here, which is so great.
Ayla?
Yeah. Also, sorry, I know my pronunciation of my name is like it looks like Ayla. It's actually Isla, but
I'm sorry.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, no worries.
By the way,
Yeah, similar to Libby,
I'm gonna mess it up again. So,
totally fine. I'm used to it. Similar to Libby, I went to like a private school. But I think that I only went in high school. I didn't learn a lot about like I'm in the liberal studies college, so it's basically like getting rid of your core curriculum classes and then you transfer into an actual major. So I think I'm going to be a neuroscience major, but I'm learning the liberal studies core right now. And it's about like religion and like history of religion, ancient Greece, ancient Rome, and just like ancient China, stuff like that. And I've never really been taught any of the classic like philosophers and all these different things. So it's been such a different learning environment for me, and I've loved it so much. It's definitely not like, oh, I want to go into this, but it's just like really like widen my perspective of a lot of different things, because the old high school I went to was predominantly like Jewish and Christian. So I like never fully understood their practices and all the stuff like that. But it's really cool to like learn it now and be like, oh, that's like what this came from, or like that's what they like to do, things like that. But it has been a little on the lighter side first semester. This semester is a bit harder just because I'm taking like math classes and things like that. But it was really nice, honestly, to have a different, like, more reading based and like discussion based classes and learning like that when transitioning with basketball, and like learning how to like balance both. I think if I kind of dove in head first in like neuroscience and like needed to take like bio and chem and all these stuff and like have like 4 hour labs with basketball, would have been like pretty hard for me. So it's been very positive so far, and I'm glad that like it's not the hardest thing in the transition to New York. But I'm sure it's gonna pick up soon.
Um, oh, by the way, let me just take a step back. Have you guys gone to the Cage on West Third, West Fourth? Which is a big basketball thing for years. Like a lot of players go. Have you guys gone there? Have you played there?
Yeah, me and one of my other teammates, we did like a photo shoot thing there. So it was cool, but it was also like really cold, and we were in shorts and like tank tops, and it was just like terrible. But no, yeah, I have been there.
How about you, Olivia? Have you been there?
I have. I mean, I don't know, it feels so historic in a way, even though it's just like I always see it on the news or like on an Instagram feed. I think it's so cool, but just to like see it in real life and be like, wow, like this is really it. I felt like it was kind of surreal. But yeah, I've been a few times.
You think you guys will get a chance to play there one day, or will Coach let you?
I'd hope. I mean, I think it would be a cool experience, but I think in the meantime, we'll stick to Boston.
All right, so let's talk basketball. All right. Um, I got it. I get a real kick out of watching you guys play, and I don't want to get into all aspects of the game, but when I grew up, there was no 3-point shot. Okay. Obviously, Coach really believes in the 3-point shot, and obviously, she's giving you guys the green light. You guys let it fly. I mean, no hesitation. Boom. I mean, it's like I kind of chuckle when I watch it. It's so different from when I grew up. And obviously you're very good outside shooters. Is that number one? Is that different from your high school experience? And how do you enjoy just being able to, hey, I'm open, I'm putting it up? What's that like?
I think it's honestly like I'm sure Louis feels the same about this, but I'm like so grateful that it's not really normal for freshmen to be able to like shoot in the games really. And I think that like being able to just get the green light and not have to think about what shots I'm taking and like if it affects this or whatever is a blessing. Like genuinely, I think it's really hard to play with like limitations. At least for me in high school, I went to like a smaller school, and it was just me and this other girl who goes to USD now, and who played club or like wanted to play college. So we kind of had like the ultimate green light where like we didn't even have to pass the ball or anything. And like we would score like we each would have like 30 points a game, and like that's how we would win, because like everyone else just wasn't very good because they never played. So being here, I honestly have loved it way more because I love passing, and like that's like I love that more than like anything else. And I never had people to pass to. So like now like even just having Olivia on the court or like having like Pep or people like that, knowing that like I'll pass the ball and I can fully trust them to take the shot. And like that when I shoot the ball, like there's gonna be someone to rebound, or like there's gonna be like it's not that if I miss it, it's a dead play. It's like no, it's gonna keep going, and everyone like wants me to shoot it and things like that. It just makes the game a lot more like I guess like connecting to everyone else, and it really like makes it a lot more like 3-dimensional rather than like 2D, which I feel like I was like playing a lot in high school because of my circumstances. But it's super awesome to be able to like not think about what to shoot and like if we're gonna get mad, if someone's gonna get mad at us or not.
What do you say, Olivia?
Yeah, I mean, I would say I feel pretty similarly, but yeah, just to be able to have the green light and have the coach pretty much trust you with the shots that you're taking is a pretty great feeling, especially as a freshman. I think that's such a testament to our games. And just to be able to step into the point guard role for both of us, I think it's like you have to know your personnel pretty well and at a different level than a lot of other people. And so the fact that we can also do that plus contribute shooting, I think it's pretty incredible. Yeah, I mean, for me in high school, I was always kind of the smallest girl on the court, so I had to find something that I would be, really great at. And so I just, I found a shooting coach and pretty much shot every day and worked on my shot. And I think I just became so good at it. And, I've luckily been able to have that translate to college. And I think that I take so much pride in it. A lot of our mentality on the team too is like a one more pass mentality. So it's like if you have a good shot, pass it up for a great shot. And I think that honestly that just excites me. And I'm sure Isla probably feels similarly, but just being able to make that like that great extra pass, even though you have a good shot, just being able to like trust your teammates and know that you have teammates that are green light shooters and can knock their shots down it's a really awesome feeling and something that I've never been able to feel before. And so yeah, to be able to have this on this stage on this team is pretty incredible.
So let me ask you this: so I saw the two Carnegie Mellon games, and I noticed over the last, I'm going to say, 2 weeks, both your 3-point shooting percentages have gone down a little bit, and the number of 3-point shots I think you're taking has diminished. So I'm thinking teams understand how you guys play, um, and also maybe fatigue. Um, what do you think's happening? Are teams adjusting to both of you? Is fatigue setting in?
I
What's
think
your thoughts?
that we like any season, like it's a really, really long season. And I think we've both been shooting very well, given that time frame. And I like obviously shots are go up and down. And like as shooters, we both know that. Like you're not going to be shooting 50% from three-pointer all the time. And especially with our first like college season in general. But so I'm not worried about either of our shots. Like I know they're gonna start falling soon. I think that second round of conference, obviously, like they're gonna show us different defense, they're gonna do this, but also it's just like a lot of added pressure for a lot of different things. So I think it could be like a mix of so many different whatever like outside things. But at the end, I think that we're both gonna adjust well and gonna start like being able to get back to our usual shot making. But even if they didn't scout, I think in a regular season, like someone's shots kind of go down a bit and then they go back up. Like I think we saw it from even Pep, like beginning of season. I think she had her little dip earlier, and we just are having ours like the same time. Like, but now
Olivia,
I
what do you
guess.
say?
Yeah, I mean, I think it happens to everyone. And I think at least for me, it's not something that I'm always thinking about. And I think what's so valuable about both of our games is that regardless of our shooting percentage, we're still going to take the shots and we're going to trust that they're going to go in eventually. And yeah, I think that teams have been scouting us as shooters because that's, at the end of the day, what we are and what we can contribute to the team. So, teams have definitely been going over and we've had a lot more opportunities to drive and create for our teammates. And so I think that in the most recent games, and especially looking back and watching film of the Wash U game, like Isla had a ton of opportunities where she was driving and getting baskets at the rim. So I think it really just depends on who we're playing. And yeah, second round of conference, they're definitely scouting for us. And looking at us as shooters, but also like playmakers and people who can score at all three levels. So I think it's kind of tough to scout us because it's like, what are we going to give you? We could still give you shots, we can drive. We have, a lot of different attributes. So I think it's definitely a dip in our percentage, but the best thing is that we're still going to be taking those shots no matter what.
Gotcha. Great shooters mentality. I love it. You guys are making a big, big impact on this team. Um, so let me last few questions. The whole experience. I mean, it's a lot. You know, college courses, basketball practice, very successful team, winning streak, um, getting used to New York City, away from home, away from friends and family. Um, how has this experience changed you so far? Or have you been able to even kind of take a step back and kind of try to think about that? Or are you just kind of going through the moments as they come?
I
Do you want
mean,
to go, Livy?
yeah, I can start us off. I mean, I think I've just been taking it day by day and really just trying to live in the moment. And I mean, as cheesy as it sounds, like not take anything for granted because this is such a such a crazy opportunity. And I know that like I don't know, there are girls like dreaming of being in our spot right now. And so being able to do what we're doing as, freshmen is so incredible. And so I'm really taking everything day by day, but it's also just like the streak and everything. It's made me realize like the legacy that people have left and that, there have been people before us that have built up this team and that I'm just, part of it. But yeah, I think it's been such an incredible experience. And, I just think back to, the girl from a small beach town who's playing basketball at NYU. I just think it's such a crazy experience and to see how far I've come, but also each other. I remember like in preseason, like playing our first 3-on-3 game and being like, oh wow, like Isla's a great shooter. She's gonna play point guard. And just seeing like the development of each person on the team has been so inspiring and so cool to watch. And so yeah, I'm just super grateful for an incredible opportunity. And I really can't wait to see like what's next for us. And I know obviously today's a pretty big game, but I think none of us are really focused on like, oh my gosh, it's a UAA championship. We're just like, let's play together, let's play as a team and get the win.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. I think that like for me, definitely, I've never been part of like such a rigorous team before. Like even my clubs have never been this intensive with like conditioning and weightlifting and everything else. So like even preseason, I was like, wow, like I hope I can touch the court this year. Like I really had no like idea of what the games could even look like because I was just so like I have so much I need to work on like just physically. We didn't even play basketball yet, but I was just so like, oh my gosh. But yeah, as Lily was saying, like taking it day by day, I can't even like it just time flies, honestly. Like we have really long practices, but like it feels like we've had so many of them, but it doesn't feel like we've had any at the same time. Like I feel like we just were on preseason. We were just having our first four practices of preseason. And like they always talk about like coaches always talk about like the resilience you build when you're part of the team and stuff because it is really difficult. Like what we do at practice is harder than whatever we'll do in games. And thinking back to preseason, like that was like the hardest thing I've ever done, honestly. And so and you can be proud of yourself for like, yeah, I did that. And now like things in the classroom don't seem half as bad, where it's like I can run this conditioning time, like I can do this quiz in this amount of time. Like I got this. Like the mental strength it takes to do the things that we've done in practice, I think is impressive, one, and also like it teaches you a lot. And I think it goes in tandem with your academics, which it's funny because I think like what we were saying before, it hasn't been like hard to listen to academics, needless like to say, but like the athletics has been my hardest thing. Like even I've literally moved to New York, college courses, and I've been playing basketball for so long. Like that's the thing that should be the most normal, like constant thing in my life. But no, that was like the hardest thing to shift into. But it also has been the most rewarding. And there's been like a lot of like tough times and really good times. But I think like at the end of the day, like to experience it all with the same group of girls and what Libby said, like being so lucky to be that part of that group and knowing that like there we're only six out of the six freshmen, you know what I mean, that got chosen to play on this team. And out of like so many that wanted to play here and be recruited by them and all these things that it's like something I think that you always have to take a step back. Like when you get caught in the weeds a little bit of whatever, basketball and life in general, it's like you gotta take a step back and like realize we're playing basketball for a championship level team in New York City. Like that is like an amazing and like awesome experience. Like I think it's hard to be so caught up in yourself and like what could be better and all these other things when you like realize like wait, I'm in New York and like at the end of the day like I can't change the surroundings but I can like change my perspective on it and really appreciate it. But yeah.
That's great. Well, I'm glad you guys are having a great time. Really, it's been fun to watch you guys, and really good luck tonight.
Oh, thank you
Awesome.
so much for
Thank
your
you.
support.
All right, guys, take care.
Yeah, seriously. Thank you so much.
Have
Talk
a good
soon.
All right, my
one.
pleasure. Really.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.